It's time for the View in Your Mirror podcast. I'm Katie Harms, and along with Lisa Rubin, we help you check in and curate the best possible you and the best view in your mirror. We share tips, tricks, and strategies from our 35 plus years in our respective industries. We talk about your day from morning to night and everything in between. We share our uniqueness, relish in our shared experiences. Along the way, we share conversation with fabulous people who give us their own thought-provoking insights. So come along as we help you hone the best view in your mirror. Hello, Lisa Rubin.
Good morning, Katie.
I am sitting in snow. Snow is coming down. What are
Oh,
you seeing out your window?
I don't even want to tell you. I'm seeing
Go ahead.
I'm seeing blue skies in a pool.
You know what? It's a beautiful view you have. And I
It
love this
is.
little snowy view. It's swirling around. And I figure if we're fortunate enough to have this, when we have this, we've got to find the joy in it, right?
Absolutely. The beauty of snow
The,
inside when your heat is on.
or if you're hitting the slopes or snowboarding, it really is just the lens you put on when you're looking out at something.
Exactly. And you better make sure you have those lenses on when you're skiing.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. Good point. 2026, we started out with a bang with Lori and Julia, which is a little bit like gold. There's the reference in there, right? Because one of their greatest memories was the Golden Globes. So,
Ah, good one, Katie.
wasn't
You are
that
on
good?
it today.
You think it's
Yeah.
good when I have to point it out?
Yes,
Hello.
definitely. Everybody should listen to that podcast. It will make them smile, laugh, giggle, feel good.
Yeah, which is really what we want. Isn't it what we want? Really? What's the purpose? What do you really want to achieve on this podcast?
Me?
Well, yeah.
Bes besides being with
Who
you?
else am I talking to? Yeah. Oh, thank you.
See, you weren't even listening. No,
I
but
was. I heard it.
I always tell you, my goal and the reason why I keep wanting to do this podcast is because when I'm done recording, whether it's with a guest or now with you, which we haven't done this in a long time, just the two of us, and I know that people choose then to listen to us, I want them to always have a takeaway. And I always want that takeaway to be something that they learn something, that they smile, that they laugh, that they think about for the day, that makes them happy or makes them want to do something differently. And that's the feedback I get constantly from people. So it keeps me going.
I love that. And, I think about if the takeaway is just that they need to go to Rustica while they're
Oh, you fit that one in, Katie.
I
If
mean,
they live in Minnesota.
if they live in Minnesota, or I wonder if you could have cookies shipped, I bet. Ooh,
We
we'll
went
check
through
into
this
that.
with them. I don't think they do that. Remember,
Hmm.
we asked
Well, things may have
when,
changed. We might have to ask on that.
yeah.
But let's talk about this. Let's talk about their locations because now there are four. So their original, which is Bede-Makaska, do you know that's called the Greenway Lakes Commons?
No, Katie, I did not know that.
It is, and it's yes, it's on Lake Street. So very close to Lake and France, where they come together, right? Isn't that right? Yes, yes. Yes. All right. So that's one location. Their second location was Edina Southdale, northwest corner. Tons of parking on both those locations. Now, the third location is Minneapolis, Washington Square, right on Washington. Great location, great downtown location. And their newest is also on Lake Street, but not to be confused with the Minneapolis Lake Street. This is Wayzata Lake Street, 795. So, our favorite, what has become my favorite, is matchas. You love their teas, their scones. It it doesn't matter. Just that will put a smile on your face. So thank you, Rustica,
Katie, what I really love, but I try not to love it too much, are the cookie.
the cookies. Yes. Sometimes you just need a cookie.
Sometimes, and I do go get one.
I I concur. I concur.
Mhm.
Now that brought up something to me as I was thinking, and of course that thought is now gone out of my head. So we'll have to see if it comes back. If it comes back. But we haven't done a podcast, just you and I, for quite a while. And so we really want to use this time. The world is full of changes right now, right? It always is. The world is always changing. I just wonder sometimes if maybe, certain things happen and that we're paying more attention. Who knows? And that might happen depending on where you are in your life.
True,
I
true.
think you'd have to be living under a rock if you didn't notice the changes that are happening right now. But that being said, we stay away from politics, we stay away from religion. There's enough wonderful people in the world covering all of that. And what we want to focus on is what? Joy,
Yes,
fun,
definitely. You
fun.
pointed that out to me that I made mention to that when we recorded in December, that that was one of my words for 2026. I did not remember that till you pointed it out, but it is still definitely something that I do think about every day.
Yeah. And I think the shifts that we need to have, right? The lenses that we need to use to, well, I feel like even when I'm saying that, we need to. The things we might want to consider as we're looking at our year coming up is, and when we're looking for joy and we're looking to try to keep the lightness and the fun as things may feel heavy, can be incremental changes. We're not looking for wholesale changes, right? I think our listener, for the most part, are really accomplished people who are looking for a little tidbit, just like you said. They're looking for what you want to give.
Or an acknowledgement of what they're thinking is maybe the right thing.
That could be too. That could be too. From you, I mean, it's always incredible. Like, what is the biggest question people always ask you when they say, oh my God, you're a wardrobe consultant?
Well, the first thing, they don't ask me a question, they immediately take an overview of what they're wearing wherever I am, no matter where I am, and say, oh my God, I am so sorry. Don't look at what I'm wearing. That's the first thing that comes to me every single time if it's a stranger.
Wow.
Um,
So that can break down what we want to do in one statement right there is you want people to always feel comfortable in whatever they're in, wherever they are.
yeah, and a lot of times, um, like when I'm here in Arizona, it's maybe when I'm on the golf course, right? And then they'll say, "Oh, do you work? What do you do?" Blah blah blah. And I say, and they're like, then they give that statement. It's always the same statement. Everyone
Like
says the
a
same
golf
thing.
outfit?
No, yeah, yeah. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. This is a really old golf outfit. And my comment back to them is, I look at them and say, I'm golfing right now. My golf outfit is also an old golf outfit, and I'm not working right now. So, to be perfectly honest with you, I am not paying any attention to what you are wearing. And that just kind of puts them at ease. And then they have a bigger conversation with me, right? But women are always very self conscious of how they look on the outside, which is why I have made a career out of
Yeah,
what
I
I
was
do.
just gonna say exactly. It's interesting. I got to know a woman who is a medical intuitive, and
What's that?
so she can literally scan the body. She sees auras, and she is able to diagnose disease in the body intuitively. She's a scientist. It's very interesting. Her name is Carol Reitberger. Very interesting. Look her up. She wrote a book called What Color is Your Personality, which is also very interesting. I have I would love to get her on the show sometime.
What is your color,
Fast.
Katie?
I am green.
You're
Um,
green.
I am green. Hmm.
Hmm, okay.
You could probably tell me what I am, what characteristics come in green. Um, I think you might be red.
Black. I'm kidding.
Like black like your soul. No.
I'm kidding. I'm
That's
kidding.
your favorite. That's both of our favorite colors. No, but she said something interesting too, because she said she turns it off. She's not constantly scanning people as she walks through the grocery store. You know what? That would almost be too much. It would be too much for you to constantly be on. Like you need to have your limits or your
Oh,
parameters, which,
I do.
right?
I
Yeah.
mean, you know this about me. Getting ready for me in the morning is not painful in any way. But like, I don't, unless I have to do something, go somewhere, present myself, just being in my sweat clothes, I am very happy. But I would never go outside of my house and do that because I know that that wouldn't feel good to me. Like, as a matter of fact, when we were talking about this podcast today and it's just you and I'm like, Katie, I didn't put any makeup on. I'm in workout clothes as I'm recording with you right now. But I said, but Katie, I have my lucky shoes on
Yes, yes, yes.
and they are work shoes. So I always have a little piece of me that I know motivates me because I know I am working right now. Even though my podcast brings me joy, I'm still working. And so I always know I need one piece of me that's work for me to do and show up as my best self. And I told that to people during COVID when they were doing Zooms. It's
Yes.
like, put your favorite shoes on, put your handbag that you love and put it in the back of your chair. Stick your favorite jacket on. I mean, those are things that I think are really important for people to think about. Um, like I'm a person that doesn't like to fly. Now I call myself an independent flyer because I fly by myself now, which took years, right? But when
About
I'm
six.
flying,
About
way
six.
longer than that. But
Well,
when I'm flying, I make sure that I'm wearing something that brings me joy. I have something on me, whether it's my top, my shoes, something that I know I can look at and it makes me feel good. So that's something I always encourage people who hire me to help them is what are those pieces in your wardrobe?
yeah.
And it can be a piece of jewelry. It doesn't
Yes.
have to be the clothes.
And hopefully you have several. Like, right, your clients that you've worked with, your goal is to get them to the point where most everything feels that way.
Right.
So that
Yeah.
so that it takes 5 minutes to determine what you're going to wear as opposed to, oh, that angst
Three
that
three
comes,
days and taking two outfits off and
right?
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
but that takes, and I always tell people that takes at least 1 year to do. It's
right.
not going to happen in one session. Um,
No, because you're
it,
not looking for wholesale changes. I think this goes back to what I really have been focused on as we talk about this new year and what we're going to talk about. And honestly, I've been feeling a little stagnant. I've been feeling stagnant, right? I had some extreme health issues the end of last year, and now that is resolved, thank goodness. Um, but interestingly, it's resolved in such a way where we didn't get to the root cause of it. We couldn't find the root cause of it. We know what it was. We couldn't find the root cause of it. And so it could happen again. So you live, but really, isn't that for everyone? Something could happen to disrupt any one of our lives at any moment. So what we do when we're in our lives is to build systems that work for us to navigate our lives. So it's really independent. It's up to us. It's not I'm not going to do it the same way you do it. You're not going to do it the same way I do it. But what we what we find, what you find, and that you have taught me over and over and over again is yes, we're all unique, but we all have very similar thought processes. We all think the same thing. So that's sort of comforting.
I no, I agree. And I think that when I say that to a lot of women, it's not usually on what I call my first date, but our second or third date, if they continue to hire me, is remember what you're thinking. So are a lot of other women in the room. You're not alone in this thought process. So, and the part that it took me a long time, obviously, I made a career out of it, but what women wear and how it feels on their body makes such an impact on how they go about their day.
Mm.
If you are someone that is a trainer or someone that helped, is works out all day long, you're not going to show up in a pair of jeans and a white t-shirt, right? You're going to wear your workout clothes and you're going to wear the workout clothes that make you feel good. If you're someone that has to get dressed and has to wear professional clothing, if it doesn't feel professional enough for you, you're not going to show up the same way. It's the same.
Yes. And if you're going through, I think back to designing your shift, right? I think back to the event that we had. And what I mean, talk about joy. We had a room full of joy.
I agree. It was fabulous.
It was phenomenal. And it was filled with women who were looking for something. We're looking for a shift. We're trying to figure out their next chapter, whether it be third or, who knows? I feel like I've had 12 chapters, but
Well, you certainly have had that in homes.
that's true. That's true. But what they weren't looking for wholesale changes, but they were looking for shifts. And how could they take a lifetime of inspiring, impactful, meaningful work for them and shift it to the next? And we didn't give earth-shattering information. We helped them reframe. Just like what I love, I love that you were able to talk about how they took pieces in their wardrobe that they already owned to shift it and redesign it and obviously get rid of some things that no longer work for them. But isn't that a little microcosm of life? Like we have to constantly be changing and constantly be getting rid of things that don't work for us, like systems,
Exactly.
ideas, all of those things.
Right. And like, again, going back to your closet and your wardrobe, is when I help somebody, I pay very much attention to the eyesores in their closet. I will know within the first 30 minutes the pieces that I know and they don't know should be removed from that closet because anyone who walks in to get ready for the day, whether you have one closet or you have your fall in one closet, your summer in another, it doesn't matter. You open up those doors and there are pieces that subconsciously make you go, ugh, right? So
Mm.
you have to remove those. You have to get rid of those. And as soon as you do that, it is amazing what can happen. And
It's
that's the same for Katie, for you with houses.
absolutely, absolutely. I was just going to say, it's like you walk into a room day after day after day after day, and you're just living your life and you're not really paying attention. So one day you decide, okay, I'm going to pay attention. It can be as easy as changing the location of a couch, and you have a whole different view. You're
Mm-hmm.
sitting looking at something, right? You haven't spent any money.
Nope. No,
Very-
in
It's very
fact, you
low
can
impact.
remove something and sell
Yes,
it, you
yes.
know? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And the same with the closet, right? We talked about this. I love a good closet clean out. I mean, it makes me happy. And a lot of people, it terrifies,
Yeah. I
right?
call it, I mean, it depends who I'm talking to, but like think of flossing your teeth, right? Like you can go all day and have that stupid piece of food stuck in a part of your gum, and the whole day you're trying to get it out, right? But as soon as you get it out and you brush your teeth, Oh, yeah. See,
Well,
I
why?
mean,
Well, I would like to just stop you for a moment and say if you don't have any of these little mouth picks that fit in a nice little carrying case in all your purses and all your drawers, you're missing out. Gum. I
but
think it
again, that is a perfect example because you go into your closet and that piece of food that's stuck, you have a lot of clothes in your closet that is that same piece of food, right?
Yeah,
But
that's a
if you
great
remove
analogy.
those out of your closet, or shoes or coats or sweaters, and you get rid of them, like you say, your lens or your view completely changes.
It
And
does
then
completely
you
change.
sometimes see pieces in your closet like, okay, I have a really funny good example. So I did that before I left to come to Arizona. I did a huge clean out, which I do every year before I come here. And I found this 3/4 zip shearling sweatshirt thing that was tucked in the back of my closet. I don't know how I've missed it all these years. I don't even remember when I bought it, right? And I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, I don't remember where I bought it, when I bought it, none of it. It had been tucked away for that long. So, of course, I washed it because there was like, God knows how much dust on it. Well, I've probably worn that 3, 4 times a week. I mean, it's something I keep in Minnesota, right? And every time I wear it, before I came here, I was home for a week in January, and I was wearing it, and I people stop me in the grocery store. People stop me so many different places, and they're like, "Oh my God, where did you get that?" And I just look at them, strangers, and I go, "Don't remember, have no idea." But one of my favorite pieces in my closet. So now it is front and center in my casual section, right? That's a very good example of a good clean out. Now, I guess I didn't do such a good clean out the last couple of years, but a good clean out makes a huge difference.
But maybe it wasn't meant to be revealed. Maybe if you'd have found it before, Lisa, maybe you would have said, nah, I don't have a reason to have this. Now, I realize to some people that could be, well, see, that's why I keep everything because you never know
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you're going to
That's
need
why
it.
I'm like, ooh, Katie.
That's not why I'm saying that. I'm just saying on that things that bring you joy, the fact that you did discover this, the flip side of that is I did a clean out recently too. And I got things neatly folded and I put them in bags to bring them to donation center. And I thought it was so interesting. They didn't go to the donation center for a couple of days. I and went by those bags. I couldn't tell you what was in them from 2, 3 days before. I couldn't tell you what pieces were in that bag that I had taken out of my closet because they were not missed.
That's awesome. But was the so when I do a clean out for people, and we're making the piles, a lot of people will throw it right on the floor. Sometimes, if the closet's close to their bed, they throw it down next to their bed, right? And then there's this ginormous pile. And I always say, I'm not leaving until we take all of these things, we separate them for, do you want to consign? Do you want to donate? Some things that are ripped and torn and stained, I don't want them donating that. That's not nice or fair, right? So we make those piles after. And then I'm like, okay, we're cleaning this up because I'm not leaving. Because if I walk out that door and we don't do this now, you're either going to start renegotiating or they're just going to sit there. And that's not good energy. So that was great. But you did it the right way. So
Well, and also I will tell you, I take it down, I take it off the hangers, I fold it up and I put it in little piles so that I don't have big mounds. And then it's just easy to set them in the bags.
right, but you've been doing this every
I've been
year.
doing it
Like,
long enough that there's
you
nothing
don't
that
have, but
I
generally
don't
when
have
I'm
the mental capacity to go, oh my God, I don't know that I want to get rid of that. Or, I mean, even when yeah, I mean, and then now, like recently, let's just talk about what happened in the last couple of days. I have an event coming up and you're helping me And I got a dress sent in and it was too large. And so I thought, well, I better go into my closet because I don't know if I have time to get the dress in a smaller size. First of all, that in and of itself for me, is a different experience having to size down in something. Um, so I went into the closet and I tried some things on and I sent you pictures and you were very good with me. You said, I mean, it's fine, but that looks dated. And quite honestly, that's too large. And I thought, huh, well, guess what? None of those went back into my closet.
Good. I'm glad about that.
They didn't go back in my closet because
Did,
uh, there will be something, right? I have learned about myself. I will go to consignment. I will buy something new. I will, right? I think we have a stigma about money and costs, and I shouldn't say right? Let me own this. I think sometimes I have a stigma like, do I want, I should probably, I, I have wasted more money on things that don't fit. If I want to go buy something that I know is going to fit and I'm going to love and wear, I would rather have that in my closet than six things I'm not sure of.
exactly. Well, you've been well trained over the years, but I'm
Thank you.
just,
Thanks to you.
did you get the dress? Did it come yesterday?
Know what's coming today.
Okay.
So, yes, so that is, we were able to get the dress shipped. The boots are supposed to come today too, and we leave tomorrow. So, this is a little bit, you know me, I fly by the seat of my pants. This is all my fault. I'm going to take full responsibility for this because I waited until the last minute to do this.
But I'm used to that. I mean, I have clients that, oh, Lisa, I'm going to blah, blah, blah. When are you going? In 2 days. So
Well, thank you.
anyway,
So you were just cool, calm, and collected. So that was great. Well, listen, I think I'm so grateful for you. I really, I think I want to tie up our time together today in just talking about how grateful I am for you and how grateful we are for everyone who has been our guests on our show, who has listened, who shares with us their joy and shares with us their,
how about their story? Their
yeah,
story. Like everybody has one and everyone continues to have one. And I think it's nice to hear how someone went from nothing to where they are now.
absolutely. Absolutely.
And
So, so what we want you, our dear listener, to look at for the coming year with us and hold us to this, that you get joy and fun and little tidbits of information that can allow you to refresh, that can allow you to stay positive, that can give you ideas for shifts, that can invigorate you, reinvigorate you, right? And what else, Lisa?
make you laugh,
Yes,
have a takeaway. And also, I want to, something we've never asked for before is that if any of our listeners want us to have somebody on our podcast that you think fits our model, please let us know. I mean, we're working on getting a couple. Um, I really want the woman who started Kitsch.
we do.
We're working really hard at that. So if any of our listeners know her, um, she's got a great story to tell, and her hair care products, guys, are phenomenal.
You,
So, but
you
if anyone knows anybody else from all over the world, we do it by Zoom, and we've had people from all over the world, and we've had amazing people. Please let us know.
love it. Love it. And remember that in this world we're living in, thinking about how you give back, I think is really important. We will continue to highlight a nonprofit, and we love that when our clients do as well. And so I would say, as times are heavy and as you're feeling maybe stuck, think about think about what you've done to help others and what you will continue to do. And that sometimes can get you in a different frame of mind too. And
I think
sometimes,
it's very good. I mean, that's what I like to do when I'm feeling like, what can I do to help? In just a very small way. It doesn't have to be in a big way, and no one needs to know about it. It can
Ex-
be done very privately and quietly. And um,
Yes. I love the stories about somebody who pays for somebody's lunch, or, sometimes it's just that, right? Sometimes it's just feeling charitable and showing that. Like you say, it doesn't need fanfare. Most people do it without. Um, I would say if things feel unclear, clean your lens.
exactly, Katie, that's a very well said statement.
Clean your lens. And really, always remember, if things feel unclear as you look in the mirror, get out the Windex.
Yes.
It's
Yes, because
time for
Windex cures everything.
Windex clears everything, that and Clorox.
And Aquaphor. And Aquaphor.
Aquaphor. Okay. Well, and actually, I have to say, less Clorox, more vinegar.
Oh, vinegar. Yes.
Vinegar.
Vinegar, Windex, and Aquaphor. You got to have those three things. Should we
So
leave it with that?
I think other than to say the view in your mirror is perfectly you. Embrace it. Love it. Don't apologize for it. You are uniquely you in all the world, and we love you just as you are. Until next time.